Hey, we're sitting here with Bulldog, and I thought we would talk with him really quick and put you guys down with what he's doing. So you're on the road to a 700-pound bench press,
I am.
and only 4 men have ever been able to do that so far?
That's it. 4 men and nobody weighing under 300 pounds. Right now I'm 255 pounds today.
So where are you at right now?
I'm doing about 650 to 660, and I did a 720 four-board bench.
And what's the deadline for this? When are you going to try and pull this off?
Third week of November, there's a competition at York Barbell. The IPA's putting it on.
So we're going to be there. So we'll be there, man.
Cool.
Get
Yep.
that video. So that's
Right.
amazing. So what's happening?
Yeah.
Can you also give us the inside scoop with Kevin? You training with Kevin?
I train with Kevin here and there, yeah. He's done his traveling, so he comes up. I have a full gym in my basement, and I also work out at Chalet's Private Fitness, Mark Chalet.
Right.
He's phenomenal with powerlifting training, and he gives great tips, and he's really helped me get my bench up.
And we're talking about Kevin Levrone, in case anybody doesn't know who Kevin is. So what is some of the differences between once you start to get up there and weight? My best back in the day was a 565 raw. So when you start to get up to, where's like that threshold where you cross and it starts to become like really otherworldly with this weight?
I'd say about 585 is where you really start to feel it. And then every 10 pounds you go up after that is exponentially heavier than, say, if you were going from 400 to 410. So, every week you're trying to go up 5-10 pounds, or at least feel the weight. And, I actually do, I do holds with 800 pounds. So we just pick them up and I just hold it and feel the weight. That way when I pick 710, 720 up, it doesn't feel as heavy because I've felt the weight.
And what do you do for joint maintenance and things? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I do cryotherapy 3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I go into the cryotherapy booth, and it's 2 minutes in there, and you feel like a champ when you walk out. Big difference.
Wow.
Real big.
And as you were telling Andrew, that it really does make a difference. It really helps. It's worthwhile.
It is. Yep. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed in the morning. You got 700 pounds on your chest, and it's compressing you. It's just hard on your joints. So the cryotherapy's been a big savior, for sure.
And what's your opinion on, there's, well, I'm going to call him out, Jason Blaha in particular. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I'm not.
I'm not surprised. But he's a guy that he's kind of, it's part of his shtick, is he's like just tries to stir shit up a little bit. He's kind of funny sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But his belief is, or at least what he preaches or espouses, is that when you get injured lifting heavy weight, it's because your form was no good, or you didn't know what you were doing, or you made a mistake, or something like that. But my impression, my feeling is, of course, I've pulled more than him, I've deadlifted more than him, I've benched more than him in my day, a lot more.
Okay.
And my feeling is, having lifted the weights that I lifted, that once you push the human body that far, that you're on the verge anyway, and something could go wrong anytime. Of course, you do everything to prevent it, but what do you feel about that? Is it form? Is it just stroke of luck? Is it a little bit
I think
of both?
it's part of form and part stroke of luck. Like you said, when you're benching over 500 pounds, that's beyond the limits of what your body was meant to do. So it's on the edge. You could tear it at any time. Just like I ripped my bicep muscle off last year. I was picking up a sofa. So, it doesn't really have anything to do with the weight. It's the angle that things happen, and just your body wears down after a while. So you have micro tears, and they keep adding up and adding up and adding up, and just the one time you do it, and it rips it off.
So, do you have any advice for any of our viewers out there, any of our brothers or sisters that are trying to get their bench up? They're not thinking they're going to ever bench 700, 600, 500 pounds, but they're just trying to get their bench up. What do you think is like the best approach maybe for them to consider?
A couple of the easy things that I've learned is when you go to take your grip on the bench, you try to break the bar, is what they call it. So you're pushing in, and what it does is it keeps your elbows in when you're coming down on the bench. When you bench out like this, you're going to tear a shoulder or you're going to tear a pec. So if you're grabbing that bar and you're trying to break it in, you're coming down at the perfect angle, and it's the safest way to do it. Also practice on getting an arch in your back. Don't lay flat on the bench. Get yourself lined up, roll your shoulders back, and then get into the proper position. That helped a lot. Also, get a mouth guard. So get a mouth guard, you bite down on that thing when you're benching, it's good for 10 pounds. So these are all things that I learned from
Wow.
Mark.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good tip then.
Yep, easy things that everybody can do.
I was looking at George because George, a few
Yeah,
years
that's how I
back,
tore my pec.
he tore his pec. I have it on video. Maybe I'll put a piece
Yeah,
of clip in
that's
here.
great.
Yeah.
Sure.
Benching, doing guillotine presses with 315
Yeah,
to his
right.
neck out here.
No, it was 275.
Was it 275?
Yeah, it was only 225, but you told me to put 50 on. So it's basically
Now we know
Jimmy's
whose fault
fault.
it was.
Yeah.
Well, what's your
Christ.
diet like? Anything since you've been? How long have you been setting yourself up to do this?
I've been working on it for about a year now.
And has your diet had to change, or what?
It has, just to get enough calories in to put the weight on. I want to get up to about 285 when I do it. So I was talking to a few people that are nutritionists for IFBB pros, and believe it or not, they said eat a double Whopper every day. You get 1,200 extra calories, 1,300 extra calories, and about 100 grams of protein. So I do a double Whopper pretty much every day, and I also started doing a mass gainer, and that's, I get about 100 grams of protein with that as well. But that's the meals, and everything else is chicken and beef and steak and stuff like that. The powerlifting diet is way different than a bodybuilder diet for sure.
Right.
I can get as many grams of carbs as I want, whereas in bodybuilding you want to stay away from it. But carbs are good for me, so
Well, when with your training approach, how often do you bench now?
once a week.
Once a week.
So I don't go down every week. 1 week I'll go all the way down to the chest. The next week I'll do board benching so I can feel heavier weight. And then the third week I'll do declines. So what declines does, and this was a theory that Mark came up with, when you're coming out of the hole, you're using a lot of your lats. So why not get down on a decline, go heavy, because on your decline you're using your lats. And believe it or not, the next day when I'm done doing decline bench, my lats are really sore. So it's helped me a lot with incorporating the decline in. But I only go down to the chest once every 3 weeks.
It's pretty interesting. And then what do you do the rest of the week? Do you do accessory stuff? Or you don't do it at all?
I do. When I finish the chest, I'll do finish up triceps with it. I'll do a close grip bench for 4 sets, and then maybe some push downs. That's about it. I take the next day off because I'm so sore, and then the day after that I'll do back and biceps, and then I'll do legs the day after. I don't do shoulders anymore, just because my shoulders are sore from benching, and I don't see much benefit from doing a shoulder workout, other than injuring myself.
All right. So, and where can, if anybody wants to ask any questions or you want to follow you on Instagram or whatever, how do they find you?
On Instagram, I'm Bulldog928.
Bulldog928.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Questions, no problem.
Well, we'll see you. We'll follow up, and we'll catch you up there at York, and maybe we can.
Yeah, come up to Chalets and do a
Okay.
workout with
Yeah,
us.
let's do that then.
Yeah,
Go up at Mark's.
for sure.
All right.
All right.
Good
okay.
talking to you. Thanks,
Yeah,
bro.
you too.